Are you ready to talk about all things eyeshadow? This is going to be my update to the Eyes 2023 project, but before I start, I'm going to warn you, you should probably grab a beverage because I think this one's going to take me a while, and I'm going to ask you to do all of the things. You know what they are. Let's talk about the project. So, the name of this project in its entirety is Enjoying Your Eyeshadows 2023. We are using the hashtag Eyes 2023. This was created by Deb B. Deb. She decided that she was going to take like all of these other projects that people had done involving eyeshadows and kind of combine them, but leave it open-ended enough for us to be able to play with whatever we wanted. So we are essentially then trying to avoid the panning burnout with our eyeshadows. I am not one who attempts to hit a lot of pans. Okay, that's just not my speed. But there are a few people that are doing this project that are very good at that. So this was a way to give them a little more freedom to bring in things that they maybe wanted to or needed to coincide with some of what they're panning. For me, it's just a matter of getting my hands on a bunch of different things. That's the way I'm doing it. I am still working on everything that's in my projects, but this way I have more freedom also to grab whatever I want, be it a new palette, an old palette I haven't had a chance to use, whatever it might be. I am going to link Deb's explanation of this, her intro video. I'm pretty sure I have it linked down below in the description box. Either way, you're going to get her channel. Now, I am also going to leave you the links for Danny from Danny's Makeup, our makeup accountant, Jen from Project Beauty. You know Jen. We love Jen. Jen is she's kind of the driving force then behind the Day of the Dead project. Danny and Deb have done a couple of projects together too. I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not. I'm not even sure exactly who all that watches me knows this and who doesn't. So just kind of throwing things out there. All right, so Jen's partner in crime is Kim from Teacher Loves Beauty. These ladies are all actually friends of mine. And obviously, Deb is doing this. And then Mandy joined us. Now, Mandy and I Mandy's project is the Love My Makeup project. I do that with her. So she joined us in on this also. I will have all of those ladies linked below. Obviously I'm listing out these people. I'm telling you, they created this project. They did this. They did that. They're all brilliant women. They're all great at makeup looks and they do all kinds of fun things. They have all kinds of great collections. They're just all awesome to watch. So you want to check them out. Use the hashtag to get to all of the videos, but just check out their channels in general if you have not. Okay. Now, this is a project that started January 4th of 2023, is going to run through December 31st of 2023. I'm going to try and get that finale on time. I don't know, because the way I've been doing this is I've been cutting off at the end of the month and then kind of like compiling my notes and getting stuff together and then doing my update for the previous month as close to the 4th as possible. We'll see. So rules are, it should contain a peak and a pit. That's it. Use whatever you want. You can relate it however you want. Just use eyeshadow. It's not real tough. Deb's real strict on these rules here. So before I start telling you about what all I used in the month of February, I'm going to tell you what's on my eyes today because it is March 1st. And I'm actually using the eyeshadows that I have on are all from this palette. This is in a project. This is the Hershey's Kisses Special Dark Palette from Glamlight. I am using all 6 of the shades. This is not something that you're going to see in my update for the usages of March because I have not been including anything that's already in a project. I have just been keeping track of the things that aren't in projects that I'm using in addition. I have enough stuff going on and I talk enough where if I tried to include all of the project items also, we'd be here for 17 hours and nobody needs that, including me. All right. I'm going to do this kind of in a weird order because I don't honestly remember all of the dates. But the first thing I have on my list is this Kiko Milano. It is the Bright Quartet Baked Eyeshadow Palette. It's 02 Bright Quartet. Okay, lovely black packaging. Has a mirror. That's it right there. This is something that I picked up. I had it on my list for quite some time, and I picked it up when I picked up the Kiko bronzer that I have in the Love My Makeup project. And I thought, oh, well, I got the bronzer into something. I want to play with this. Now, I did pull it away because we're going to do some swatching. So this is just a quad. They're lovely, neutral, coolish brown shades, in my opinion. They are baked, so they will last me forever. I have got, oh man, 2 shimmers and 2 mattes. Okay, well, that's kind of a satin. And they're kind of blurring together, but these, can you tell there are 4? Okay, I can't even see that one, and it's on my hand. And then we've got 3 more. So I used all 4 of these in a look. This reminds me a lot as far as the look and the feel and the ease of application and the beautiful, classy softness of the Tom Ford nude dip that I have in Minnesota. So this was a whole lot cheaper. That's always a bonus. So I did enjoy that. It's a very nice, easy, all-in-one. There's only 4 colors, so that's just the eye look and you're done. And I do like it. I want to play with it some more before I have a full opinion, but it lasted all day. I had no problems. I didn't have the creasing. I didn't have any like fade out, none of that kind of stuff. I generally don't. I do the old lady eye base thing where I've got a concealer, I've got an eye primer, I set it because I've got wrinkly old eyelids. I don't usually have a lot of problems. If something actually creases or fades on me, it's probably because it's crap. Just saying. Then, the next thing that I did was, I used the new Natasha Denona Mini Pastel palette. I used the shade, oh man, I missed something in here. I used, Sea Star. Which one is Sea Star? Good Lord. This entire video is probably going to have me wearing my glasses because I can't see crap. Okay, so if I'm... No, that can't be right. Really? Sea Star is the blue one? That's what I used? Huh. It's pretty. I used this as a topper, and it's... Yeah, I did use the blue. That's right. It's beautiful. I absolutely love it. I take absolute crap selfies. You can never see my eyeshadows anyway. So you're not getting that. That's why I'm swatching the things that I do have here. I didn't have the problem that Deb had with this making my eyes burn in any way. I don't know why I'm putting it back in the box. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I've never had any problems with any of the Natasha formulas, so who knows. I am going to run and get the one that I do not have in here. So I'm going to pause you for just a second. Okay, so for some reason, I actually included this, and it must have been because I was using it with something else, and I used this as an inner corner. But this is the Pat McGrath Eye Ecstasy, one of the plastic ones. This is the Eye Ecstasy Sublime palette. The shade Sinful, I actually have in my 50 shades, and I used it as an inner corner, so I wrote it down because it was included with a look, and I just said I wasn't going to do the stuff that was in the project, but apparently I did. Anyway, then I used some of the shades from the BH Cosmetics palette Romantic Nomad. Sorry, I wrote it down as Romantic and I spaced. So with this, these don't have names. Okay, get the plastic off of there. I used the first shade, and I used it as like a setting shade. It's skin tone. For me, it's my skin. It was just a flesh colored shade. And then I used these 2. And these are actually pinks. It's hard for me to get you guys good representations. This Yeah, I used it as a setting shade. And then, oh man, these are hard to see. Those are the two pinks that I used. And this is all going to look like one really boring color. Okay, yeah, you can't see that. Wow. So the setting shade that I used, that first one, does not even show up on my hand. And then this is such a soft baby pink that I can't tell if you can even see. And then this one is just a little bit of a brighter one. It's still very, very soft, but it's a lot more pink in its intensity. Oh, we got Emmy coming out from the room to join us. Lucy's sleeping into bed. So I got to use those. I like this palette, you guys, by the way. It's not going to be bam in your face. It's very, very subtle, but it's very pretty. And I like the pastel colors, and these colors work well with my skin tone. So just throwing that out there. Then I wanted to play with this so bad because I waited and got this when it was on sale. You know I love Sugar Drizzle. I love my indies. And Sugar Drizzle is one of my favorite indie brands. I waited on this. I did not buy it when it was released. I waited till the Black Friday sale, and then I got it. This is so pretty. It's every shade of purple that you would want. And it's all mattes, so it's great. Hi, puppy. So for this, I hate the fonts that they have these printed in. It is actually incredibly hard for me to read, even with glasses on. So I went with Lavender Ice, which is this super pinky lavender for kind of the transition. And then I used this one. This is Lilac Attack, which is more of a wisteria purple, in my opinion. I'm making a mess. These are mattes, and I'm making the powder kind of go everywhere. And then I used Amethyst Rain, which is the deeper color under it. So those were the three that I used to create a look. And then I used one of my my indie singles that are in one of my projects for, I'm out of arm, for the rest of the look. I wanted this to be the base for what I was doing. Okay. So there's that really soft, and I might have actually set my whole eye with that, and then used, I know I blended this into the transition and crease area, and that I used to deepen up in the outer corner. Now, granted, those swatches that I did were really heavy-handed, and I'm the one who made everything dusty. As a general rule, no, there is not this much powder kick-up and dust everywhere. That is user error. You can see the kinds of things I do when I'm getting ready because I do that kind of stupid stuff and make a mess. Then, one of the things that I did use, and whoopsie, so sorry. I used it for the Day of the Dead project. I have been using it, and just because now that I've started this project, it occurred that I used this palette. I have been using the BH Venom palette with my Day of the Dead looks. Can you see that gigantic pan? Can you see what a mess that is for me using that? This is what I use to make my face white when I do my sugar skulls. And I got this idea basically from Mandy because she was using this palette and I was like, oh, I've got that and I need to use it. So I wanted a matte white instead of trying to do a powder when I'm doing that sugar skull, that white look. And for me, because I'm so pale, a matte white works. And I have used enough of it that because this was brand new. This has only been being used since the Day of the Dead project started, which was November. And I've hit pan. And honestly, it's there's a good chance I'm going to finish this shade. You're going to see this come up again when I do my low buy. It's going to be part of my makeup rehab. Hitting a pan is half a point earner for me. And so, yay me. But in addition to that, I actually used this. Okay, so this is Fangs. I got so excited about pan, I forgot I was talking about. And then this one here this is Slithering. And I actually used that to darken to kind of like contour and darken the whole lower half of my jaw. So it looks like a very light gray, but it ends up being, when I used it, I used a fan brush to do it, a really thin one. And I kind of just drew the line and then scattered it really lightly, and it blended out nicely enough where I don't think you can tell that I'm wearing a gray eyeshadow on my face. But that is how I did my most recent Day of the Dead look. Okay, maybe I lost the plastic in there. Anyway. All right, then what happened was I was gone and I was in Minnesota. You're going to see pictures. Okay. Now, the first one you're going to see is from the first day that I got there in the evening. The next day, I went and met a family member who was going to get married on our property. And so to just throw on some makeup that morning to run to watch her try on dresses, Emma. I wore the Sigma Untamed palette. You can see where I have the X's on those colors. I used Hollywoodland by NARS. That's the golden colored crayon as an inner corner highlight. And then that Maybelline Color Strike is that blue. I've used those in projects before. Basically, you just unscrew it. It's got a sponge tip on it, and you just touch your eye with it, and you get color payoff. So that was day one of being in Minnesota for the dress fitting. Well, it was actually a dress try-on, but dress fitting, whatever. Then, okay, wait, I got to get to the next. Oh, stupid phone. I lost the rest of the days. All right. Then I went home and took a nap. So, the next thing that I have for day one is we went to the Wild Game that night, and I pulled out Persona's Identity 1, which is the palette that is on the left in the picture, and then the Beauty Bay Disney collab that they did. This is the Jungle Book, and the colors in these palettes are the colors that came from the actual colors used in the films. So you can see where the X's are for that. And then I did the ColourPop Super Shock from the Tinkerbell line, which I can't remember the name of off the top of my head. The two were pink and this was the green one. And I used that as a topper. So that was also day one. Then, hopefully you're getting enough looks at these pictures. This is day two. So this was Super Bowl Sunday. This is what I wore to a Super Bowl party that we went to. On the left, we have Dominique Cosmetics Sweater Weather. I took two of the pinks from that. And then I've got a copacetic collab with, Panda Replay, I think is what the creator's name is. And the title of the palette is Bookish Beauty. So I took the blues from that, and then, of course, I topped it with ColourPop's Ice Dreams because that's how we do these things. Okay. Then we have day three. This was supposed to be a day where I didn't have to do anything. That did not work out so well for me. I ended up using the Glamlight Donut palette. I set my eyes in the mirror of the palette in the picture. I have got a Buxom single, and honestly, I can't remember what the name of the shade is. If I can, I've got it here too. If I can remember, I'll pop it on the screen, but it's just a neutral champagne-y shade that I set with. And then I used just the two blues and topped them with that middle, which is, I don't know, a highlighter or whatever. I used it as a topper, inner corner, and brow bone because I had the blues underneath it, so it actually gave a different effect in the various parts that I was using it. I really liked that. I was impressed and actually somewhat surprised because that's a shade where it's like, oh, it's the biggest one in the pan and in the palette. It's something that I'm never going to finish. But I actually was pretty impressed and will now use that more, knowing that I love the way that it looks. Okay. Then, all right. We got, oh, good Lord. Day 4 was Valentine's Day. For that, I pulled out the Natasha Denona Love palette. So the 3 shades that I used from that. And then I pulled out the Viseart, I believe that's the Midsummer palette. Used a couple of shades from that, including the one on the lower right, which is a really pretty sparkly topper shade. I set my eyes with the Sephora single in Strawberry Macaroon. I believe is the name of that one. I'm not giving you names on a lot of these things, just simply because some of them I have here, some of them I don't. So pulling the ones out that I do have would have been confusing. But basically, if I just tell you which ones I'm using, I kind of figure you're getting a fairly good idea. So Valentine's Day, we actually had gone to the casino. We had dinner out there, got to see Martin Zeller play, and did some wandering around, whatever. Day 5 that I was there was the day that we left the casino and going home, and I so cheated. I just literally threw on the Ulta Beauty tinted highlighter in satin blush because it's almost like a cream shadow. And so I just threw that on the lids, and then I had a liner. I don't remember what this liner is. Let me see if I can figure it out. Okay, it is Gunmetal Gaze, and I believe that is a NYX liner. So that was really simply the way that I drove home. The casino's only like 45 minutes away, so it wasn't anything big, but that was what I put on. And then later that day, I think we went out to dinner or went to meet friends or did something. So I actually then got ready and washed off just what I had and wanted to play with the Pink Crush Cosmetics Fairy Tales. So I used 4 shades from that. I set my eyes again with that Buxom. And so that was me goofing around. And I actually was, I think, still wearing sweats when I did this. And since my husband saw that I was getting ready, he's like, well, you've got makeup on. Let's go do this. Let's go grab some dinner. I'm like, well, all right. So we just met some friends and just had some dinner. Nothing major. Then I think I took a day off in there. The next one that I have is, oh man. Okay. So this was simple and sparkly. We did the Strawberry Macaroon to set the entire eye. That Sephora single is Vampire Lover, something like that. And then the ColourPop Super Shock that I used is in Bubbly. With that, I threw on the green glitter Sephora liner. So that was my look from that. So that is everything that I used in Minnesota. Oh, wait, I can tell you what that Sephora shade is because I took a picture of the back. Yes, it is Vampire Lovers. Strawberry Macaroon is the light pink. Vampire Lovers is the darker pink, and then Bubbly from ColourPop. Okay. So that is everything that I used for the month of February that was not already in a project, including one that was, just because apparently I added it. Now, I have to find a peek in a pit. Oh, wait, there was one more thing I did. You're going to get a short video. I don't know when it's going up, but I was supposed to be participating in the palette bingo. There was a whole group of ladies. This kind of originated with Ruth Foley, okay? I am going to give you everybody that I can find here in palette bingo. All right. Now, Ruth put together this whole list for us, and it ended up where there were people that were going to do it, and it didn't work out. So then there were people that said, hey, I'm not going to be able to do it. We decided that we were going to mention everybody that was on the list, and when I can find the list, I will tell you who everybody is. Good Lord, we all talk a lot. Okay. So the people that were originally intending to participate in this collab were D-Dub from Dub's Beauty Diary, Erica Ashley, Jennifer, who's Little Gemini Doll on Instagram, Amy Melissa, me, Deb from Deb B, Jennifer from Gen Beauty, and I believe it's Cami from Cami, Kaimi. If I am mispronouncing that, I do apologize. I'm not sure how that's pronounced, and I don't know this person personally. This is just, the only reason I know who this is because it's in the same group with me. And then Ruth. Things came, oh, and I think Misty was Misty was on here too. Things, real life got in the way. Ruth ended up saying she wasn't going to be able to do the collab, but she would enjoy everybody else's videos. Misty was not able to do it. Deb couldn't get it in her schedule, I don't think, but may still do it late. Who knows? Amy didn't think she was going to be able to do it, but then she did do it late. I tried filming this 3 times. 3 different times. This seriously could not have gone any worse for me in any way possible. This is the palette that we were using. This is Ruth's level 2 for the Level Up project, and that is the reason that this palette was picked. We were just going to generate 5 shades. We were going to do a look 3 times. I have had every single thing possible go wrong. And so this is a good palette. I like this palette. I had good colors. I'm just going to give you a little synopsis of this in another video because, like I said, everything that could go wrong did go wrong. I had lighting issues more than once. I had lighting issues that were so bad you couldn't tell what colors I was using. One was so dark you couldn't see anything. And then I got the whole thing done. So I'm generating numbers each time. I'm getting great color stories. I'm super excited. I get the entire thing done, including learning how to zoom so that you can actually see my eyes. I had no sound. Gone. So then I'm like, okay, I'm going to talk about this in Women Who Rock because in Women Who Rock, I actually am wearing the eye look that I did in the video for the bingo. Recorded the entire update for Women Who Rock. Lost audio again. Cannot get it back. Don't know why. This palette is the curse for me. So this is going to end up, I like this palette. I like the colors. I like the formula. I like everything about it, but it is my pit because this thing gave me such a freaking headache that I will try to never ever film using this palette. I will use it and wear it while I'm on camera, but I will not ever film using this palette. So, okay, I wanted to mention all of the ladies. I'm going to link all of these ladies that were supposed to be in this collab. We decided that even for the ones that were not able to participate, that had wanted to do it, we were going to include them. And that actually ends up including me because the whole thing went catastrophically. Erica said, well, if you haven't deleted the footage, just, clip it down, put some music to it, and make it a short. Yeah, the footage is gone too. So, I can't even do that. Epic fail. Anyway, that became my pit. So it wasn't, I don't think I used anything that I absolutely hated in all of these different things that I did. I always end up looking like a sparkle fairy smacked me in the face with her wand every time I use a ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. I'm out of control. What can I say? So that is a downfall for me. The only one I don't notice this with is Ice Dreams, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's the way that I use it. I can use it as a topper. I can use it as an inner corner brow bone. I can do all kinds of things with it. The only time I have glitter all over my face is when I use it as a highlighter. That is always going to be my peak. Love it. Deb loves it. I love it. Danny loves it. I think anybody that we have talked into getting this shade loves it. This is going to be like probably my all-time favorite ColourPop shadow. Okay, so that's a given. There isn't anything that I used that I didn't like. This is subtle, lovely, classy. Oh, can we say maybe that's a touch boring in my world? Okay. Beautiful. Nothing wrong with it. A little on the neutral side, a little on the boring side. But I don't actually rank these per se. Now, I've got 3 different BH palettes in here, and I've used them in all kinds of different ways. I like all of them. I love that Pink Crush Cosmetics Glam Light. Oh, yeah. Glam Light, Sugar Drizzle, me and my indies. I love them. So I'm going to go with the BH Catastrophic Trying to Film as a pit, and Ice Dreams as my peak. Honorable mentions to Sugar Drizzle, Pink Crush, and Glam Light, just because I love my indie brands. All right, now. Oh, and by the way, this thing is a mess most of the time too. So that covers everything that I wanted to talk about for this project. But I am also going to be adding my music moment. Now, the list of songs that I have ready to go for the Eyes project is stupid long already. I may have more songs than we have updates. So Deb may have to do this for the next couple of years for me to get through all of the songs that I want to include. I decided that for this update, since this will be the first time that I am doing the Eyes piece or the music moment with the Eyes, because I just started doing this, the one that I am doing is Temptation Eyes by the Grassroots. I have always liked this song. I have always heard this on the oldies channel growing up. I actually do know the words to it. I love this song. This is from, okay, it was released on their second album. It's a 1970 hit song. It was released as a single in December of 1970. So it hit the chart 70 and 71, kind of both. It actually ranked in Australia, Canada, in the US. It hit the Billboard and the Billboard Hot 100 and the Cashbox Top 100. So it also hit Billboard Hot 100 for 71, just because of when it was released. It actually did hit for 2 years. This has been covered a bunch of different times, and I'm going to give you, so I'm going to link a video of the Grassroots doing this. One of the bands that covered this, and it ended up on one of their albums also, is The Replacements. You know, I love the Mats. They are a hometown band. I have always had a fondness for them. I'm giving you a bonus video, kind of. What I'm going to link for you is an outtake that I found on YouTube of The Replacements doing Temptation Eyes. And like I said, that song did end up on one of their albums. It was something that I think they just kind of covered. They performed it for the Let It Be sessions in '84, but then it showed up on bootleg stuff and it came out on the deluxe edition, blah, 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 whatever. So not only do I love this song by the Grassroots, which is, I mean, it's their song, and I love a cover of it. That is not super common. I'm a little bit of a musical snob. There are a few things where I do like the cover version. There are some things where I like the cover version better, but a lot of times I give it to the original. You're going to notice that when we go through this, because that's a theme that comes up again and again. That's just me. But with this one, because the Mats have my heart anyway, I absolutely adore the original. I like their version. I'm going to give you both of them. You get a bonus music moment from me. All right, so that is the first of the Eyes music moments that you're going to be getting throughout the rest of 2023. I hope you enjoy it. They will be linked in the description box, along with everybody that is doing the Eyes project and everybody that I talked about that was doing that bingo palette collab. I'm going to have everybody linked down below. Enjoy. Just click on links and go for it. Have a good time. Thank you for spending your time with me. Thank you for letting me talk about all the eyeshadows that I got to play with. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, everybody, see ya. Bye.